Recording is
There we
on.
go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bat Community Call. It's Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. Hope you all have been having a good week so far. Yeah, a lot to get to this week. Some pretty cool updates too, but I will hold off on that until and hand it over to Jenny to start with the team updates. How you doing, Jenny? Or Battern, how you
It
doing?
is battering behind you. You got to do the voice, man.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what up, man?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Another call. Doing well. How are you?
Yeah, great. Enjoying the
Glad to
snow.
see you. You driving on the
Yeah,
presentation today?
I'm doing the slides. I don't. I think I might be doing more of the talking than Jenny because I this week anyway.
No doubt. Right on. Well, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be in. I like being in this time zone.
Yeah. You're in what, Canada these days?
Yeah. I might be going down. Are you going to Denver at the end of the month?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, cool. We'll grab a beer then. Wicked.
Oh, you're going too? Great.
Well, I'm not too far away, and I've got the visa, so I might as well,
Hell yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I think Carlos will be there too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we'll get a little grouper together. Be good. Oh, I see Sergeant Piper's in the house, man. Welcome.
I smell Negronis.
Hello.
Cooking.
Welcome.
What's up, Sergeant Piper?
This is my first Bat community call being in. I think I missed quite a few, but at least I'm here now.
Hey,
Sorry.
the door's always open, my man. I'm glad you're here.
You too.
All right, cool. Jenny, I see you're here. How you doing, Jenny? Maybe here in spirit.
Yeah, I think she's probably just typing.
There's two Jennies.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I'm
here she
here.
goes.
Sorry. Yeah, had a hard time connecting. I'm
All
here.
good.
Yeah, I'm good. How is everyone else doing? How are you doing?
Oh, great. I'm great.
Good.
Been a lot of calls today, but they're good calls.
Yes.
Lots of things happening.
Yeah, lots of things happening. Yep, super excited. So my connection is a little shaky today. So Battern is manning our deck.
All right,
So
if you
thank
want
you,
to jump
Battern.
in, better.
Yeah, we can jump in. Yeah. So yeah, first slide, perfect. So this week on X Spaces, everybody, we have a topic. Our topic will be Web3 and privacy, balancing transparency with anonymity. And our panelists will be Vertical AI, Q42, Pandora, and Freename, as well as the Bat community team, of course. And then next Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, our show will be titled Your Data Isn't Perfect, But It Pays, with Kerberos, Nillion Network, Bitmask, and Bravado ID as our panelists. Tune in. We do these, as I said, 1 p.m. Eastern Time every week on Friday on the Attention Token X. And if you miss it, you can catch the recording. Okay, Batter, next slide, please. Hang on, I have a dual monitor set up here. Hang on. Okay, so this is something really exciting that we're super jazzed to share with you all. This is a preview of some cool Brave Rewards upgrades that are currently live in beta. And they are Web3 / Bat Utility rewards cards. So they feature different Bat utility cases, different places where you can, use Bat, the merch store. You'll be able to spend your Bat on the merch store very soon. So I suspect that's why that's featured there. And then you also have our community channel links, which is very exciting. And I think Luke wanted to say a couple things about this.
Yeah.
As well,
So this is pretty neat. Like I'm on Nightly. I'm seeing it in the browser too. And so this is kind of like we've talked about this, and Chris has shown some previews, or Christopher showed some previews before when he's been on the call. But this is just kind of like the first iteration of what the modular offer wall is going to look like and feel like. And so right now, now this is in nightly and beta, we're actually building a whole program around the rewards. It's like a rewards partner program that we're launching, and we're going to be able to go into those discussions and updates and basically show them what this looks like, and they can totally start to see basically like how this comes together and kind of see how this works. So right now in this example that's in well, I think it's in beta, you're saying. I'm in nightly, so I see it there too. You see we have these like titled cards. These titles can be modified, right? So like we're talking to like L1 ecosystems all the time, and part of the deals that we do with them are around like, okay, we want to make sure that like your network's integrated with the Brave wallet, and this can apply to L2s as well, and EVM chains. In addition to like, you know, having that presence in the wallet, like we have a rewards ecosystem, and we can showcase, you know, leading dApps and help grow the ecosystem in rewards. And so you can envision here that in this space, like you've either got categories like gaming or DeFi or whatever, and then you can also have like ecosystems as cards as well. So like you could have like, you know, top dApps in, I don't know, whatever, like a base or whatever can be featured here. And so like I've said before, this gives us like so much more room to experiment, try new things. This being able to kind of break out of that notification format and into something where we can start to experiment with buttons and with, you know, launching games from it and doing other things like that. Like these are all kind of like new ways that we can bring in more utility to our users and meet them where they are, and use that notification as a way to bring them in. So we're super excited about this. Like Jenny said, it's in beta. It's also in nightly. Yeah, we're more updates to come on this, but super stoked that Christopher and team were able to ship this and get it in so quickly. Also, Guano code is there, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. The BAT Ambassador update for the week. We've got a couple of new attaches. We've got Nazir, who's been helping with Guano, so he's a good fit. We've got 4Loop, who will be helping Keith bring the Animator X. We formalised the 3-month waiting period for promotion from attaché to ambassador, because you kind of have to get to know people a little bit first, and I think that's a good time period. And Moonbeaver's working on the peripheral brain to automate proposal approval. So like the way this kind of works is, so we've got the diagram there. So we'll have like a collab form, like a bunch of people always want to collaborate with BAT and Brave. So we get people, the ambassadors, get them to fill that out. So they might be seeking social awareness, exposure, joint community events, BAT integration, Web3 quests, or etc. Then that goes to the BAT Notion and creates a database item, so it's status change to pending, and a 1 to 2 week deadline depending on urgency. And then that'll go to the Calendly to have book a call so we can all discuss it. And then the database will get updated, and yeah, that just automates everything and makes our life a lot easier. Because at the moment, like people fill out the forms, and the forms aren't checked every day, you know. But in this way, there's a systematic pipeline, and that's not the only thing we've got planned, but that's all we're going to start with. Yeah, passing it over to Drew.
Hey, all right. So we've had a few more whitelist giveaways, mainly to the NFT holders, and maybe a few more coming up. A few that have announced things going on and with Brave, like this one here is Lupo on the top picture. I got him to throw in the BAT cash tag in there and everything. So yeah, we'll have some more of that. And then so we got a lot of rewards updates like Luke and Jenny were mentioning, but also Chris has posted on X that they've been sending out more invites. I guess in this tranche it was about 40,000 invites. So I guess we'll find out soon, how many self-custody rewards members there are, and the rewards go out for here pretty soon. And then, of course, Brendan announced the numbers for January, which was a strong month of growth. 80 million monthly active users, about just under 35 million daily active, and then almost 1.3 billion search queries per month. So all those were up pretty strong, I guess, for the month. Obviously, that's not necessarily just our doing, but everybody. And I just wanted to share that because he came out with that a couple days ago, I think. And then, yeah, we got the guano stuff going on, and more bat being locked to earn guano. In between, I think there's 109, just under 110,000 bat that's locked up currently. So that's cool to see that continues to go up. And then that and the locked LP that we did, it's over, like, I think it's just under 12% of the Solana app bat that's either in the bat Ks or in the locked LPs. So yeah, that's what we've been doing, and looking forward to a lot more coming.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I have a couple updates. Some of these I might have to skip just for time purposes. So yeah, this week, let's start with the usual Stan update. We sent Stan to the Africa Innovation Seminar in Nairobi on the 27th. This is like part of the events that he's been going with Stella, which he met on his own and just kind of been hustling that movement with them. They've actually invited him back again for another event as well next week. Looking for a more like permanent partnership as well. We'll have a call with them and see what the proposal is, and see what we can get from there. But this recently has been like one of the better things that Stan has just been doing on his own without even much support or anything like that. So yeah, shout out Stan. Moving on to Leeds. Stan managed to close his first ads sale. So, Kibokoda finally agreed to, buy some ad space with us on the continent. So, shout out to Stan. He'll be receiving, the commission for that sale. Very, very, very happy. This is like our second, conversion since we started the program. So it's just nice to see things starting to move. We have another meeting with HackQuest. We're supposed to have it today, but the timing is not going to work, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to materialize. But HackQuest should be another big one for us. They are a big educational chain, platform. They have like 50,000 users on Twitter, and so on. They are also trying to make like a long-term partnership. Also trying to clear some ad space as well. This is like another thing that we're trying to push, but due to like time constraints, they are a very distributed team. A lot of them are in East Asia, so we're trying to make it happen. But we should see. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what happens by next week when we have that call. For Syscoin and SuperDApp, Luke, we're waiting for the doc you said you were going to send us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going this week. I just gave folks a review of it before the call today, so I'll be getting that over this week.
Okay, sweet. On the proposal side of things, we, Jenny is helping me complete the proposal for the billboard that we were trying to trial out and see what the conversion looks like on that. Hopefully, by this time next week, it should be sent out, and we should, have some sort of like, we should know what we're doing on that idea. Puani University and Rwanda Conference, also some more proposals coming down the pipeline that Stan wanted to go to. He's been invited. He's kind of, we actually had a call with him today, me, him, and Battern, and he started the conversation by saying that they're calling me everywhere. So, some more proposals coming down the pipeline. We should see where that goes. And then finally, we are planning to launch BAT and Guano on a multi-chain DEX in the next 2 weeks. So this is Bear DEX, which is like a multi-chain DEX that allows you to deposit and trade from like 10 chains. So this should like help us, increase access to liquidity, like to some of the, more like, disparate like L1s and L2s that we don't have BAT natively hosted on outside of ETH and Solana. So yeah, again, some more updates will be coming on that end too. Hopefully this should all wrap up and launch by the 15th. So yeah, that's it. Those are my updates. Thank you very much.
Amazing, dude. Amazing. And Stan closed on that. It's so awesome. And cool about the listing too and everything, man. You guys are cooking. It's good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man.
So bloody chuffed about Stan getting that lead in. That's just so good.
Awesome. Oh, Stan's in the building. Excellent work, Stan.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. That is the weekly design proposals. Keith's Yapper Caps add the Brave logo, but this can also be removed. So it should just be Yap without the Brave. Don't know why you do that, but hey. We've got our Brave creative illustrations. Trying to go for a streetwear look, which we will seem to enjoy. Yeah, I'd wear that. I think he might be in bed by now.
I would absolutely love a Yapper hat just so I can wear it every time I get on the space. Put it on my head. Big Yap energy.
I could have done a Guillermo accent for you on that one, but I'm going to spare the room.
I don't know if I could go back. I tried to do it, and then I felt like an idiot, so I stopped.
But proposals or something. I don't know. Go ahead. I sound Russian. Forget it.
Yeah, mine sounded rough as well. Is Paolo here? Hey, everybody. It sounds like a vampire. Do you want the Yapper shirt? Yeah, no, I can't do it either.
It was garbage. I don't like it. I don't know. It all sounds Russian. I can't do it. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, Paola, how you doing?
Hi everyone, I'm doing good. This is not my first slide. Battern, could you please check?
Oh, sorry.
Back up
this
the
one?
truck, Battern.
No.
Oh, I don't know how to back up.
It's the one that says like additional updates.
Yeah, sorry about this, folks.
No worries, it's okay.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, here you go. Here we go. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well today. Jenny helped me sharing this last week, but I wanted to share some updates for these points today. So I've been working on localizing the Brave Ads Manager in Spanish for a while now, and every now and then we get some updates that, excuse me, that we need to do to the platform UI and the Help Center in Crowden, which is our localization tool. So the updates have been completed. Also, in the same tool, I'm in the process of localizing the latest Brave blog post about re-rank on search. So that will be available in Spanish very soon. I'm in the process of that. And Batter and I have been working on the new back community call summaries. So Arnyaka walked us through his process, and he, taught us how to do them like he used to do. Like he used to. So it's the same format, and they will be published in Notion as well. It took us some time because we needed to figure out some details first. But the summary number 33 is now published, and we will share the link in a post on X very soon. Okay, next slide. No. No, the other one. Okay, that's the one. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So we published the translations in Spanish and Hindi in Notion, and it will be available in Japanese very soon. We just need to translate that with the help of the Japanese back team. So shout out to the Dave for helping with the Hindi translation, and I did the one in Spanish. Okay. Now for the highlights of the week. Well, actually, the past couple of weeks, since I wasn't able to share one on last week's back community call. So I wanted to share with you an amazing post made by Bitwarden on X. I think that's how it's pronounced, but I'm so sorry. My English is not the best. And I'm sure many of you saw this, but it was like the battle for top browsers recommended by their community. And our community made some awesome comments on this post. And these are not even half of them. Of course, there are so many, but these were amazing, and I wanted to share it here. Share them here. Next slide, please. Yes. And so thanks to all your support, we won. And, this means so much to us. So thank you all for voting and replying on the thread. And that's all from us today. Thank you so much.
Awesome, gang. Huge. Great to hear the updates, and super cool to see. Thanks to everybody for giving your votes. Did the Bitwarden poll. That was like super cool to see too, especially given that we're growing, obviously, like 80 million monthlies and over 34 million dailies, but like some of those competitors in that poll are much larger than us. So it's super cool to see you all put the votes out there and get that up there. I think the growth update was good this month, and Brendan mentioned too that eyes on 100 million this year, and I just want to give a thanks to everybody that's out there every day, talking about Brave, like on defense, on offense, on FUD control. It's awesome. I think that there's real momentum, and the search numbers were awesome too. I think it's so cool to see it coming together. And now we were seeing, in the deck, we've got these like new iterations for rewards starting to land in nightly and beta, and also just a couple updates too. We've been meeting with the marketing and web team, and they're working on some comps for the BAT homepage for the website to update to fit the roadmap 3.0 narrative and all that. So that's work in progress. And then, like I mentioned earlier, getting this rewards 3.0 program off the ground. We're also doing like a whole content strategy around that, where we're going to similar to with the Wallet Partner Program before, we'll have regular momentum updates where we'll talk about new partners that are added and highlight the BAT utility that each are providing. And then we'll be advertising that utility in the browser too. So it's super cool to see that stuff moving forward too. It's a lot going on. And then, the invites that are going out too for more self-custody users. So pretty stoked about all that. It's just, this stuff doesn't happen without you all out there every day. So I really appreciate it. And I can open it up for questions too. If folks have anything I want to talk about. Anybody?
I've got a question from the community.
Yeah, let's rip them.
Is Brave planning on adopting any of the customization of Zen browser in the future, like a compact mode? That's something I would quite like.
That's a real good question.
Let's see. Is anybody from product on the call? Otherwise, I can take a stab at it. I know that we have like a lot of like requests for this stuff, and we try to fit it in bit by bit over time. So I think it's something that you'll see happen iteratively, but I can try and get product on the call next week. I think you see Keith dropped it in there that compact mode and a couple things happening there too. So what other questions do folks have? Speaking of also on the I've been getting some more regular meetings going with our head of our support team too, and because of all the stuff that's going to be rolling out, we're staying in sync on just general things, but we might have some of those guys join some of the calls going forward too, so they can provide some updates too on more of the process and support and things like that. One thing that they mentioned too, and I'm not sure if we have any ambassadors on the call or folks that are interested, but on the Reddit posts, thanks to everybody that's been posting to there, and but also like if anybody feels like adding some more coverage there too, like be awesome, but no obligation or anything like that. But yeah, so we'll be more open on, or we'll be more like kind of collaborative with the support team on these and other calls too this year, and it's good to get everybody kind of together more and whatnot too. So I hope that helps. But yeah, go for it, Banner. What was the question?
How far do you think you can take this whole rewards offer things? Like I remember back in the day, I used to love like swag bucks and that kind of thing. You watch a video for like a bit, like a couple of cents or whatever. How far can you see it going? Like,
I can see it going pretty far, man. Like, I think the exciting part about this is that we'll have a way of being able to kind of like, one, introduce a bunch of different ways to utilize BAT, and then two, like measure like, cool, like which ones are getting the best fit, like which ones are most exciting for people, and then we can kind of go on from there. But I mean, this is stuff we wanted to do for a long time, and I could see it, everything from launching games from this thing to, we've talked about it before, like, okay, let me take my rewards and just stake them somewhere, or having ways to be able to like quickly access dApps through the offers and make it, I mean, it's almost kind of like, it's not like an app store, but it's almost in a way we have the ability to kind of really highlight and customize this in a way that we haven't had before. And I think that's super cool because with self-custody landing on rewards, like it gives us this ability to like, put a lot more different dApps and things like that and get more on-chain activity going. And then as we add more chains too, I think it's just going to open up a lot more doors, but we can start to see like, okay, are people utilizing BAT in a certain way on BNB chain versus Polygon or versus wherever, and see like which dApps are leaning into the system more, and then kind of see how it goes, because each one of these chains is different, right? Like you have different kinds of users on them. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to see where it goes. Like I want to see so that you can earn from, whether it's like swag bucks or BAT back or whatever, or even, like ways of making it so that it's just easy to token gate through here. So, you know, your bat holder, like seeing something through rewards and then accessing it, you know, as a bat holder, it's just like, it opens up a whole bunch of new opportunities for us. And I think it's going to be a pretty big deal too, for like crossing over into like, you know, more mainstream brands too, because a lot of them, as the Fairweather fan season picks up, we're not quite there yet, but like, you know, we'll start seeing cringe posts from like, you know, big brands with Web3 lingo before we know it. But I think, you know, having the ability to showcase them different use cases that they can actually see and start to think about is not a lot of folks are doing that. And I think we saw this last cycle where you started to see this like NFT craze, and then all of a sudden, you know, like Starbucks has something with NFTs, but everything feels like just a cutout template of what everybody in Web3 is already kind of doing. And I think, you know, for us to break through this, we want to have it connect on a broader level. And I think Brave's really well equipped to like put those use cases in there and like and kind of seal the deal there, like you know, and make it happen. So I'm super excited for where this goes. I think there's going to be a lot of work with our, you know, privacy and security team around how we can feature things and invoke stuff from here. Because right now you can launch into a new tab and that's pretty straightforward. But other things that we might want to do, like modals and things like that, we have to make sure that, you know, the security is, you know, the integrity is good and that we're not, you know, putting users at risk and making them more susceptible to like, you know, different types of attacks and stuff that happen in, you know, different environments and whatnot. But I think that we've always taken this approach of trying to make it easier for people. And I think this often calls a new way to kind of introduce a bunch more things like that. Yeah, Sergeant Piper, first hand up question in his time here on the community calls. How's it going, man?
It's going good. I wanted to ask, when our bat rewards on chain are going to be whitelisted? When are they going to be whitelisted?
Yeah, we just launched 40,000 new invites today. So they're doing big tranches. I think the last one was a couple 100,000. And so we're going to keep rolling those out until we get to the full user base. Each time they're doing different testing on it. And so, yeah, I don't have an exact ETA. Maybe Jenny does. I see she's got a hand up.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that if you signed up via the VIP block survey form that we have for the community, but you have not been whitelisted yet, you should be within the next couple of days. So just
Okay.
FYI. Yeah, and I'll share the link to that form in the chat in case anyone here needs it.
That's why I asked.
Got it. I mixed up different things that were out there. Also, too, I know Christopher is working on like a button to just like signal that you want to jump on chain too, that they're gonna build as a feature in rewards too. So that's coming as well. I think that's starting to get worked through GitHub now. It's good stuff. But yeah, all right. Anybody else have questions? Throw up hands. Or if you guys just want to talk about stuff, we can talk about stuff.
I've got to kind of elaborate on what I was saying earlier.
Please do.
Could you have, so you've got, so you can have it where there's like a Web3 game, yeah, and then they'll pay a bunch of BAT in, and then if you install the game, you'll get some BAT just for making an account on the game, and then if you play the game for like an hour or two, it could unlock even more BAT rewards. Like if you reach like a certain level in the game, then it would reward you again.
Yeah, man. I think this stuff is like, it's about taking the first steps with the dApps, right? Like, because, and this is why I like this concept so much, because this space is so damn crowded now. Like there's, you know, I remember when you used to be like, where are there going to be 100 dApps? And now it's like, now there's like 100 L2s, right? And everybody's fighting for mind share. And so like, what I'm hoping happens is that we start to show the way. Like a lot of times when we're talking to dApps, we've been having a lot of meetings, right, with different ecosystems, different dApps, etc. I mean, like you've seen, we've been part of the Abstract launch as a launch partner, and we've had a lot of discussions with different projects over there too. And a lot of times when we start talking about BAT utility, they're like, we don't really get that part. What do you mean? And so then we start to kind of explain it. But once they start to hear it about like what it actually means, they get excited about it because like it gives our users a reason to do something with their DApp instead of just seeing it and acting on, oh, that tagline was catchy. It's like, no, you're giving them an incentive, then they can go jump in. And once we start to unlock these things, like I think that they'll start to build it in more, hopefully, like, and it can kind of snowball from there. That's kind of the goal, right? And I think if there's a developer that wants to go ham and do like a bunch of different things, like go for it. You know what I mean? Like that's like ideal. That's part of the spirit of this thing is that like we're in this era now where the total supply of bats like almost fully circulating, right? Like we should be getting it everywhere. Every DApp we can get in there, like, you know, and that's why part of the rollout with the partners that we're going to be rolling out with is just like featuring, you know, those dApps that are supporting bat in some form, like in the DApp, because we want to get it out there and we want it to be like with the top dApps that, you know, are ones that want to grow, but they all want to grow. Everybody's fighting for mindshare, right? So, and everybody's doing more stuff. Like you've got DEXs now that are going multi-chain and a bunch of other stuff where that wasn't really happening so much a while ago. And so, you know, a lot of them are making a second pass at like getting in front of more people. So I'm super excited to see where this is going to go. But yeah, I think that's a great example, right? Like you could even do it this way where you've got like a quest to like go in, like hold bat, get a VIP tournament, you know, for a game, you know, and then bat holders can unlock 2x wins on that game or something like that, like to where you can build out from like the whole funnel process of getting in and then playing the game and then getting a reward for that too. Like there's a bunch of different things we can do, but I think ultimately, you know, part of the rewards thing is that like if you're holding bat, like you should get perks for it. Should be like a different class of web you can get when you're part of this attention economy, right?
Speaking of things growing, if you've got like bat on all these different, you know, layer ones and different people holding it and having to hold it to get perks, it's going to have a bit of a supply crunch, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's looking at a point to like, you know, trying to accelerate fractional bat, right? So you've got it in different chains in different scenarios, like if it's on more dexes and getting used in DeFi, right? Like the volumes are a certain degree there, right? If you got it in gaming, it's different types of transactions, different types of volume, but it's all people using it, right? And I think that this is part of kind of the energy of it is that the attention economy is everywhere, right? And we don't want to like pick a favorite as far as like this is going to be the monolithic, you know, end all be all system. I think that we kind of are trying to build out of that world that Google and all them kind of created, right? And make stuff where now like wherever something's cool and like it's going to be good for users, like we should be able to support that eventually if we don't already. And so, yeah, I think that it's going to add a bit to that. And then there's also kind of like a lot more potential for just like gamifying things, trying different things out in DeFi, trying different things out with use cases and blowing this thing up. Like if we're at like, I mean, we're at 80 million monthly active users. Like if we can turn this on and get people excited and get more people opting in, I mean, even assume we just grew at a static clip for a while and didn't grow the overall base, like just increasing that opt-in rate by including cool things people want to do is just going to like do wonders on its own, let alone the momentum we've already got going. But that's another thing too. So like with this program that we're working on right now, and I think I'll give a better, like a flyover of the whole thing next week because we're kind of formalizing stuff this week. But a lot of this is going to be around like the partners that we include in here. We're basically going to kind of like have them front load bat buys for like a 3-month tranche or 6 months, depending on what they want to do for the program. And so like what we'll start to see is like, okay, the partners that are doing this are kind of buying up a bunch of bat initially to have for their campaigns. And if they buy more up front, like if they buy a 6-month allotment of bat for a 6-month campaign and then the value of bat changes, like they actually end up getting more of a media value for what they're buying, right? Because it's just going to kind of have a cool effect like that. And so one thing I want to be doing too is we do these momentum posts and like we're talking with the web team now because the homepage, like as we get Bat Bites through the program going, like we want to post those like we were doing in transparency, but like, you know, more granular to the program and like kind of getting more of the stats up there so folks have stuff to get excited about and you know, there's just more transparency on that front. But this whole program's kind of like built around trying to like, you know, get partners on integrating Bat. If they are already buying the campaign with Bat, then they're already familiar with the token, right? Like it's not that far of a leap for them to start doing things with it. And so, yeah, I'm super excited for this. And I'll give a better flyover and I can show you guys like kind of some of what I've been modeling out like for what this could look like. But you know, hypothetically, assuming, you know, of course, all models are wrong and all that, but basically like, you know, I think this is pretty bullish and yeah, like who knows, right? Like it could turn into some pretty cool stuff from this. Yeah. So, also, we've been also trying to C-Ray, you got a hand up.
Hey, yeah, no, I have a number of questions I can ask, but if the other person, whoever had their hand up, I guess, went away.
Yeah, Sergeant Piper was.
That was an accident. I'll let you answer the question first.
All good, my man.
All right, awesome. I was gonna say I'm trying to listen in, but mine was really just like miscellaneous stuff. So if there's any more on that topic, otherwise I'll start bouncing around.
No, grab bag. And I had a good talk with Steven yesterday, and he was yeah, telling me how you and him regularly meet too on the support side. That's super cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely helpful. I sometimes feel like I waste his time because we don't have a whole lot since we're constantly back and forth, you know, getting things resolved. So, hey.
Okay, it's awesome.
Well, I guess I'll try to bounce. I had 3 questions on rewards. One you kind of already answered, but do we have an ETA on when the new layout will be arriving on release?
Yeah, so it's already in nightly, and I think it just hit beta today. And so I think Christopher was telling me like possibly like the 3rd week of February or 2nd, but like let's keep an eye out for that. So it's already riding the train. So I just got to double check the release schedule, but it's hitting the train. So from beta to release is the next phase of that.
Right. And so I did see at least the new looks for it, which is awesome, but I did not see, I guess, an offer wall yet.
Yeah, hit explore. So this is something I'm going to work with Christopher on too, because I think like right now they have it broken out into like home and explore. And what I'm going to propose that they do is break that into a single page view, right? Like so that explore and everything's just on the home page, basically. Like that'll be it'll cut out friction and it'll get more visibility. So I'm going to meet with them about that today.
Okay, well, no, I do at least see, like you said, on the Explorer, but the one is just saying like the merch store, and then it's saying to do things like book flights and with Bat, get Bat for burning NFTs and stuff, and then it has links to community. So the community call, the community forums, the Discord, and all that. I wasn't seeing anything as far as like to earn Bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's a good point. So like, what would this first iteration, right? Like we were getting it out there and we're launching the program for onboarding the rewards partners on, and those partners are going to be the ones where you'll start to see the offers, right? So like we've added in some where we have existing stuff with partners on utility and things like that, but that's where this is going to be updating over time. So like what you're seeing right now is just kind of like basically the bare bones look of it, so that as we're out there talking to partners, I can literally have them open up their Brave browser and look at what we're doing and then start to envision what they're, show them the way. And then we could be adding these, Christopher's built an endpoint for ingesting this stuff. And so the first iteration, like we'll be able to update that endpoint with new offers in a cadence we want to do it in. And then like for the second phase of this, when we do like a big, like kind of almost like a version 2 update or whatever, all of these offers are going to plug into the ads catalog. So like we'll be able to go in on the ad server, configure it to like target certain modules, customize the modules, like make, things populate like they do from the ad catalog. So we can even do inferred offers based on what you're doing. So it's kind of like going to happen in phases. And right now we're just trying to get the look and feel, because there was a bunch of UX and UI stuff that happened that Chris has been trying to get out there, but we want to get this out there too and get feedback and work this through, as it hits the trains.
Yeah, sounds good. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. And then I know they started off at the beginning asking about self custody, but do we have a list anywhere that shows what countries will not be able to do self custody?
I'm pretty sure it's like the same ones that the exchange or the custodians, the sanctioned countries, basically, like the OFAC sanctioned countries, will probably be that's the safest bet, and then potentially some others too if there's edge cases or something like that.
I mean, would it essentially be safe to say that if it's not a country listed like on the transparency page where there's active campaigns, I mean, pretty much would we say
Right.
that if there's not an active campaign, it's not there, but if it's an active campaign, they should be able to link?
Should be able to, yeah. Like there might be some, asterisk stuff there, but yeah, like it's a pretty safe rule of thumb. And they're trying to kind of hit different groups of countries in different phases, and so but that's a good rule of thumb.
Right. No, I wanted to make sure, especially for like the oddball countries like Philippines and everything that have not been able to earn for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I'll check in specifically on the Philippines, but I know that obviously, like if it's sanctioned, then we can't really go there. But if it's not, I think we should be going after the ones that the custodians black out first for non-sanctions related reasons, right? And try to get back those users that wanted to be here and got shut out, because I still feel pretty bad about that.
Yep, sounds good. And yeah, I guess I can keep going. I always get worried that I
keep
talk
going,
too
man.
much,
There's
you know.
time.
Is
When they got hands up, we can go to other people, but I welcome it, man. I think this is good. These are good points.
Yep, sounds good. And then yeah, if you don't mind, I'll shift then to more browsers. So Sync, do you know when what is it, Sync 3.0 or whatever it is coming?
I'm not sure on Sync, and I didn't hear it in the initiatives call this week. So I can put a word out to the team and find out more for the next call on that one.
All right, I know it's been a couple years now that they had said that they'd be changing it again, and so just been waiting for that. Oh,
Sergeant Piper, you have a question?
I do have a question. This is something I've been wondering for a while. Would Brave ever be able to kind of implement, or specifically Brave Shields, would there ever be a feature to be implemented similar to uBlock Origin, when you could have like an advanced sign panel where you could block specific kinds of JavaScript on a website? Could that be something in the future?
It could be. Like I can check and see if there's a request in for that. I know that we've got the custom filter options that are in there in the browser settings. I'm not sure on the specific types of scripts and things like that, but I can ask Fanboy what their plans are for that. I know they're doing stuff like element blocking and things like that, etc.
I was asking because like the main JavaScript thing, it does it all JavaScript globally on websites, which is fine for some people, but for others, they may just want to try to block like only specific amount of JavaScript sites provide, so it doesn't break it for them.
So like going through and blocking each script.
Yeah.
Got it. That's a good one. I know, and one of those things too, I remember that was nice that we took away was like showing which calls were broken to or blocked in the UI. We used to feature that. No, let me check on that with Ryan and see what's up with that.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, always if there's like demand for it, like it gets on radar too. So like if you ask or if you're ever seeing other people requesting something like that, feel free to like tag me in and +1 it, and I'll make some noise too internally.
I think Keith suggested that too.
Yeah, awesome. Keith is always asking. Let's see here.
Well, I mean, if you know how to do the code, you should be able to do it, but I'm not sure how complex you're wanting to be. Or the system to be on that. Yeah.
Sergeant Piper, you looking for a job, man? You can start submitting pull requests for this stuff.
Yeah, I would like a job like that, but I'm not the smartest quite there yet. I know some very basic Python, but that would be very cool to have something like that in the future.
Battern says you can just do things. It's kind of my whole career has just been doing things. Yeah, no, I mean, I think like it is funny too. Like even back in the early days, like I remember Brian Clifton and I both kind of came to the company within months of each other back in 2016, and like I remember he used to just say like, "Hey, you want to join us here? Just grab a shovel and go to GitHub." And so, I mean, we ended up getting a ton of great people from GitHub. It's awesome, and like I mean, like you know, my team too, like on the operations and side of things, you know, everybody, or 3/4 of my team all came through community too. And so I think there's something to it where if you care enough about it to just be volunteering it, you know, like those are people that turn into awesome teammates, you know, in working for the company too, because you know there's a bit of drive. It's hard to bottle that up, and it's really hard to find that in people. And that's one of the things that's been kind of interesting is going from like a very small startup where we were at, like when I joined, I think it was like 12, 13 people. And going from that size to like a couple hundred, and you start to see like people coming in from who haven't worked in startup as much. And sometimes the drive is different with people. And that's hard to bottle up. So anyway, here we go. Battern.
I was going to say it's like 52% of a job, well, 48% of a job is just what you actually have to do. The other 52% is how it makes people feel while you're doing it. You can always train people up on the other 48%, like on actually how to do the job. But you know, it's finding like good people in the first place. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the cool things about Brave too that I've always loved is that we've got people from all different walks of life in all different, like, I mean, you know, we've got Marshall here who's like built some of the early internet protocols, and then you know, Brendan, and then a whole new wave of people like and Yanzu, all these people like from different backgrounds that all just wanted better web, and like, you know, all just kind of are still here and in it for, you know, for the main reason, but also because they like bringing their expertise to Brave. And it's awesome. I mean, yeah, and I think like I think I said this on Twitter the other day too, but there's something very cool or rewarding about being able to work at a place that motivates people so much to where they're out there just kind of like supporting it all the time. Like, I mean, you know, Keith, Sergeant Piper, everybody on this call, right, is here because you guys are into what we're doing. And like, that's awesome. I mean, like, think about how passive and lame ass this world is most of the time. Like, it's just so cool to see people getting together because they want to just have better stuff out there. So I love it. Yeah, cool. Let me see here. Let's Siri added some questions. I can power through these real quick. Search AI versus Leo, same or different? They're actually like complement each other. So we have like you know, Leo uses the AI models, and then Search AI it does it too, but it summarizes a little bit differently. Yeah, and what I could do is have somebody give a better explainer on this, but yeah, I think, you know, there's different applications of it, and they do different things. You know, the summarizer, this was easier in the beginning, kind of this structured readout of it, whereas Leo is much more prompt driven. So, you know, you have different models you can choose from there. You can bring your own. It's much more of like that ChatGPT, but then they started to add in, you know, the search API into Leo so that you could do follow-up items and do searches from it. So these things are going to kind of blur out. And the thing I'm super excited for are, you know, more of the agentic stuff. So like letting the browser, you know, having AI help you like do tasks in the browser and do stuff where, you know, you can kind of automate a lot of stuff that isn't automated right now. And I'm sure there'll be misfires along the way, but it's kind of exciting to see where this is going. any movement on improvements for webmaster tools for getting sites indexed? Not that I'm aware of yet, but keep mentioning that one because I'm going to keep bugging the team about it. Does Brave actually have its own crawler, or is WDP the only crawler? I know we rely on WDP, the Web Discovery Project, for growing it. Yeah, as far as I know, let me find out from the search team. As far as I know, we don't run separate crawlers from that. Microsoft Edge now allows for extensions. Is this something Brave is keeping an eye on and perhaps considering?
Sorry, I meant for Android, that is.
Oh, for Android. Yeah. I know Serge commented something on this on Twitter a little bit ago. I think they're looking at it, but I'm not sure if there's plans to roll that out yet. But let me see if we can get something more concrete on that.
That sounds good. And to let you know, I'm sorry, just to let you know on that, I guess the way that they had it is Kiwi browser is now dead. And I think they said that Microsoft actually had taken now from that and integrated what Kiwi had been doing. And that's what they're building into Edge for Android.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I know there's a certain cohort of users that are militant about wanting extensions in Android. And so let me just check back and see where we're at with that. But yeah, that's a good one. And then 5 is parental controls in the browser. There's actually an interesting one. I have been doing some outreach to some folks that have been pretty good at like spotting issues like that to see what we could do on that front, but I don't have anything more concrete on that at the moment. All right, Cribble Resistance, you got a hands up. How you doing, my man?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Yes, are we doing any more big deals with other creators like one?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, so I didn't mention that yet, but we've been working with Crypto Wendy for about a month on trying different things out, and kind of like a bit of a barter where she's been promoting Brave and Bat on her show that she does daily live, and then we ran a new tab takeover for her yesterday to her YouTube channel, and we've also been running push ads for her live show and for her archive of VOD from everyday episodes. But yes, to answer the question, we are working on more. I've had calls with 2 other ones this week, and it's going to be part of the rewards area where we're going to have a creator module. And what we're trying to do is I'm getting onboarding with some different creators. A bunch of them are kind of crypto focused, but it'll span out beyond that eventually, and get them in as kind of like early anchor partners on this. And then we have the creator program as part of the roadmap for 3.0, and that group's going to help us to kind of shape and give feedback and inputs on how we form up the program too. And so Wendy's one of them, and there's going to be several others. I was speaking with one gentleman as a former news anchor who started a Web3 startup that is pretty cool, and he is more of like a new media play, and he's going to work with us on some stuff. More to come on that, and then we're talking with some others too.
Do you have a subscriber size threshold for that?
Yeah. I just am hoping we get a big variety there.
I mean, do they have to have a certain size of audience that we're
not necessarily. Obviously we want the biggest would be great, but also what we're looking for is like different types of, if they're doing something interesting, right? Like that's usable, or they have a novel approach to content creation or monetization, or just doing something different. I'm looking for stuff that's like, one, a big audience is great. If there's a 3 million sub creator that we want on here, dude, hell yeah, I'll add them, as long as they're not idiots or whatever that are going to go do things that are going to get us in trouble or something. But like also like stuff like Drip House, right? Like where they're looking at ways to content deploy differently. The gentleman I was talking about earlier, he has this whole thing with NFTs where like you can help to kind of like vote on different things you want to see, people you want him to interview, things like that. Like stuff where it's like this whole new media era is like much tighter to the you know the viewer, right? Like the viewer's much more closer to the person creating the content. And like I'm looking at stuff where it kind of plays off of that, but also like what's going to be sticky, what's good, what's interesting. And you know, you'll have different types of people. Like one person we're speaking to there's a whole like show that they're going to be releasing episodes for, and they were looking to promote it through the program. And you know, other people are like doing shows every day, like Wendy, and then you've got people that are doing more news like content, right? Like I think podcasters are fair game, all sorts of folks. I think it's kind of about like building a big tent and showing different ways that Brave can be useful with creators. So I hope that helps. But yeah, like there's no like lower limit or whatever on like how many followers. If they've got like 50,000 and they're doing something slick and awesome and something where you know it's just going to blow up. Like, I mean, even like when we started working with Karate Combat, it's a great example. Like they were not very big when we started working with them, and now they're blowing up, right? Like, you know, I think if you can kind of find the right time with these guys, it can be pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are 2 minutes over. So, yeah, I want to thank everybody for making it to the call this week. We'll be back 1 week from today, same bat time and channel. Thank you all for coming. And until then, see you all online. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Thanks, Luke. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.